Hey GED students, I had a student, Seku, who was working on the GED math crash course doing the evaluating expressions lesson, and she got stuck on these tricky examples from the advanced level practice. So, sometimes I tell you the advanced level practice is actually beyond what's on the GED, but these three are so GED typical that I thought we should look at them. So, good news, all three of them are the same exact skills. So if you've seen one, you've seen them all. And more good news, although I am going to work all three, okay? But more good news is that this problem is not nearly as hard as it looks. It's actually just a simple substitution problem. Let me show you what I mean. So 16 says, if a ball is thrown straight up from the top of an 88-foot building with an initial speed of 28 feet per second, the function h of t, that's how you read that. It's not h times t. Okay, guys, if I wanted to say h times t, then I would shove the h and the t next to each other like that. But when I write it like this, that's h of t. So height as a function of time. So h of t equals negative 16t squared plus 28t plus 88 gives the height of the ball h of t at any given time t. Use the function to find the height of the ball after 3 seconds. Now, most students have shut down already and freaked out and said, no wonder I'm never going to pass this test, and gone home to cry. But someone who's pretty familiar with math is actually cheering right now because this is a lot easier than it looks. Let me tell you why. They gave you the exact instructions of what to do when they gave you this little equation here. Even though this word problem looks complex, this tells you what to do. So that's the very first thing to do. I am going to just kind of copy this sucker down. It's like when I use a formula. So let me do that. It says to find the height, we call the height h of t, do this, times negative 16 times t squared, square the time, times negative 16, and then add to it 28 times the time plus 88. Now you're going, if that is easier, Kate, I don't know. I still don't know what to do. I feel frustrated. Well, just like when you're working in geometry or when you're working with the formula sheeter, the next thing you need to do is plug in any known information. That's what I was saying. This is just a substitution problem. A funny looking one, but the same dang substitution skill we use over and over and over in algebra and in geometry. So you need to look for what you know. You need to look for a known thing. And look what we know. It says, use the function to find the height of the ball after 3 seconds. We know about this little 3 here. We know that the ball has been in the air or will be in the air for 3 seconds. Guys, look at that. The t, they tell us, is the given time. T stands for time. 3 seconds, well, that's time. So you know what I just figured out? I just figured out that t is 3. That means every time I see a t, I can plug in 3. Now, you can put it in here, h of 3. Now, careful, that doesn't mean times 3 by h. What that literally means is the height at 3 seconds. This is just a lazy mathematician's way of writing height at 3 seconds. So that's not math to do, okay? That's just notation. It's just the way us lazy mathematicians write out height at 3 seconds. Okay, so h of 3 is equal to, and then I'll just start plugging my t in, negative 16, and see how it's a t squared? Well, t is not a mystery anymore. I know what t is. T is 3, and so where I once saw t, I'm going to plug in 3. Notice how I do it in parentheses, because that t is shoved up against that negative 16 is multiplying. And notice how my exponent goes outside of the parentheses. Plus 28. Look, in my little equation here, I see another t. So I'm going to replace it again. T is not a mystery. And again, I'm going to do it in parentheses because the 28 and the t are shoved together. So 28 times t plus 88. And as scary and as gross as this might still look to you, I need you to notice something. Notice that on the right-hand side of this equation, there are no letters left. The variables are gone. As ugly or as gross as this looks, it's just an order of operations problem now. It's just an expression to simplify. And guess what? You get this on the GED. You get your calculator, baby. Type this into your TI. And you can type the entire thing exactly the way you see it. Now, if you're not taking the GED, you're taking some other test, you might not get a calculator, but us lucky snots on the GED do get this lovely TI calculator, TI-30XS multi-view. So here we go. I'm going to type it in. Negative. And when you want to do a negative sign, don't use the minus key on the right-hand side. Make sure you use that negative that's in parentheses down at the bottom by enter. So negative 16. And I'm going to open up parentheses, put in the 3, then close the parentheses. And then to get this little square, the floating 2, you're going to use the x2 button. X squared button, I should say. So I'll type x squared. And to that, I'm going to add 28, open up parentheses, 3, close parentheses, plus 88. And my calculator does all the work. What I find here is that the height of the ball after 3 seconds in the air, that's again what h of 3 means. It doesn't mean h times 3. It means the height of the ball after 3 seconds in the air is going to be equal to 28. And what does it say? It's in 88 foot, building 28 feet per second. So that must be 28